What's going on, guys? My name is Richard Moglen and welcome to another video. So today in this sponsored video, I thought I'd share with you guys a habit that I've been forming lately. And that habit is to every day at the close, head on over to the MarketSmith Growth 250 and check out the pattern recognition list right here and also a few of the target lists such as the IPO 1 year and the RS line new high stocks. So if you're not familiar with what the Growth 250 list is, it's basically the universe list that the MarketSmith team puts together. So these are all stocks that meet their criteria for a promising growth stock, and usually there's about 200 to 250 stocks on this list. And it's actually quite telling right now that there's only 75 stocks that meet their criteria. And what I like so much about the Growth 250 list is they often put stocks on here that kind of slip through my usual kind of process. For instance, in the webinar that Jack and I put out yesterday, which if you haven't checked out yet, I highly recommend it. There'll be a link in the top of the description and also popping up on your screen right now. But basically, one of his stock picks was SWCH or Switch Inc., which wasn't even on my radar at all because it's ranked 600th or so on my fundamental rank sheet. And my usual process is to focus only on the top 400 stocks on that list. So I wouldn't have even been looking at this stock if Jack hadn't brought it up and if it wasn't number 51st on the Growth 250. So that's really why I like this list so much, because sometimes it gives me ideas that slip through my usual process. And the main stock lists that I check out are these ones right here. So first, going through them, there's breaking out today, recent breakouts, near pivot, tight areas, and power from pivot. And then also in the target list, I like to check out the IPO 1 year and also the RS line new high. And going through, you can actually check out what the definitions for each list are by clicking on that view details. And for breaking out today, it basically looks for stocks that have crossed above their weekly pivot during the most recent trading day. So let's head over to this list and see what stocks broke out this past Thursday. And you can see there's actually only two, AMT and SBAC. And actually somebody in my most recent video mentioned that they want to hear my take on SBAC. So basically the fundamentals are pretty strong and you can't argue with the price action because that is king above all else. And right now it's breaking into new all-time highs. The RS line is at new all-time highs and we're in a correction right now. So that's even more impressive. So SBAC, strong company, and the chart looks as good as you can get in this type of market. But breaking out today is one of the best stock lists that I like to check up on. And then I also like to check out the recent breakouts. So these are stocks that have crossed above their weekly pivot during the last 15 days and have not declined more than 7% from that pivot. So these are stocks that have already broken out, but are still in a buyable range. And you've got some good stocks on here, QLYS, iFi, SGen, Vertex, and once again, these stocks right here, WERN and EQIX, they weren't on my radar. So this is just another way to get stock ideas, and you can see that it kind of followed through on that breakout on Thursday. So this is showing really strong price action. And next up, we've got the near pivot list, which let's go here. You've got actually 12 stocks on here, Dexcom's on there, which I like. And the definition for this list is stocks within that Growth 250 list that are forming a base and their intraday high is within 0 to 5% below their pivot price. And Mark Minervini as well, when he came and talked to our class, he seemed to really like it when a stock formed a consolidation and then really tightened up on this right-hand side. So a Dexcom hasn't done it for as many weeks as you need, but that is the entry point that he looks for. And if it's good enough for Mark Minervini, it should be good enough for all of us. And lastly, in the pattern recognition list, we've got power from pivot, which is full of stocks that have advanced 20% or more from their most recent pivot in less than 3 weeks, and they have not yet begun to form a new base. So these are good stocks to watch because you could potentially buy these on pullbacks to a moving average, and that could be a nice entry into a strong stock. So that's it for the pattern recognition lists. And the other two that I really like from the Growth 250 are the IPO 1 year and the RS line and new high lists. And starting with the IPO 1 year, this list is defined as stocks that have made their IPO within the past year. So these are new companies with a lot of potential, and funds and institutions haven't yet had time to build up positions if they believe in the stock. So these are a little bit more volatile usually, but if you can catch their trend, they can be very successful. And as you can see, Chewy, probably one of the best stocks out there right now, had a green line breakout on Thursday, and REYN has been acting well recently as well. You can see it's still below that pivot that it set kind of right after its IPO. So this is probably a green line actually. And for me, I would wait for it to break through that green line before taking a look at this stock. But this is a good place to look for stocks that have a little bit more potential, as new IPOs often make higher price moves than more established, mature companies. And finally, we've got the RS Line new high list, which is defined by stocks on the Growth 250 with their RS line that's breaking out into new highs. And if a stock is on this list, but it hasn't yet broken out from its base, that is definitely a stock to watch because it's consolidating nicely as the market is correcting. And when that market turns around, it could have been a basketball stuck underwater and it's ready to shoot up and break out of that base finally. So you've got another good list right here. NEM is a strong kind of gold related stock. Chewy, again, QLYS, AMT, good stocks on this list. And the RS line for me is very important, and this is a great stock list to watch. So overall, that is kind of the rundown of how I use the Growth 250 pattern recognition lists and also those target lists. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, make sure you leave a like on this video. It really does help me out and my channel. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in future videos.